Gentlemen, let's cut straight to the truth. Blaming age for a weaker drive below the belt is like blaming the steering wheel for a flat tire. You're looking in the wrong place. Age isn't the true enemy here. The real culprit could be sitting right there on your breakfast plate this morning, and most men over 60 don't even realize it. In my years as a physician, I've seen the same silent mistake over and over again. 9 out of 10 seniors starting their day with foods that quietly choke off blood flow to their most important muscles, sometimes within minutes of waking up. Your first meal is not just fuel, it's either medicine for your circulation or it's slow poison for the very arteries that keep your pelvic muscles alive and responsive. Here's the shocker. There's also one simple ingredient, a food you've probably eaten before but never used this way, that can reboot your system naturally. No prescriptions, no side effects, just real food in the right form at the right time. I'm Dr. Christine Rodriguez, and for over a decade at the Men's Vitality Hub, I've worked with thousands of men navigating life after 45 and 60, helping them restore their confidence, energy, and hormonal vitality by fixing this exact morning mistake. I can tell you the solution isn't in a pill bottle. It's already sitting in your kitchen. Today, I'm going to reveal 4 ordinary breakfast foods that hold extraordinary power for circulation and pelvic strength. Foods so simple you could add them to your morning tomorrow and start feeling a difference within days. We're talking about stronger blood flow, more resilient muscles, fewer cramps, and yes, a renewed sense of confidence you can carry into every part of your day. Now here's the part you don't want to miss. Food number 4 has given my patients noticeable results in under 7 days. Imagine in just 1 week waking up warmer, stronger, and more ready for life than you have in years. Still with me? That shows you're serious about your vitality. Let's start with something small, humble, and often ignored: the lentil. Here's the reality. Most men your age start the day with foods that are quick, convenient, and completely useless for your blood flow. White toast, processed cereal, or a sweet pastry might fill you up, but they do nothing to nourish your arteries or the pelvic muscles that depend on steady, oxygen-rich blood. Over time, these breakfasts set the stage for stiffness, slower circulation, and that heavy, sluggish feeling. Lentils turn that story around. Think of your arteries like a high-performance garden hose. When you're young, the rubber is flexible and the water flows at full pressure. As we age, if we eat the wrong things, that hose gets brittle and filled with mineral buildup or plaque. Lentils are packed with fiber and folate, which support better blood delivery, stronger muscle contractions, and a reduced risk of those sudden, uncomfortable cramps that can stop you in your tracks. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Doc, lentils? Aren't they bland and boring? That's one of the biggest myths keeping men from reaping their benefits. When prepared right, lentils are rich, satisfying, and even a little indulgent. Take my patient Ethan, for example. He's 67, and when he first came to see me, he'd already tried half the supplement aisle and still woke up most mornings with tightness in his legs and a frustrating lack of responsiveness in the pelvic region. His scan showed early vascular stiffness, a warning sign I never ignore. I suggested something simple: swap his sugary instant oats for a warm, savory lentil bowl with fresh herbs and a drizzle of olive oil. In just 2 weeks, Ethan noticed something remarkable. No more sudden cramps, steadier energy throughout the morning, and a subtle but unmistakable increase in pelvic muscle strength. His walks felt easier, and he told me, "I didn't realize breakfast could change my day like this." Science backs him up. Studies consistently show that diets rich in legumes, like lentils, improve arterial health, lower blood pressure, and support nitric oxide production, the natural signal that tells your blood vessels to open up. The best part? Lentils are fast. In under 20 minutes, you can have a hearty, muscle-friendly breakfast ready to go. Cook a big batch once or twice a week, and you've got easy grab-and-heat portions. One of my favorite quick recipes involves simmering lentils with chopped carrots, onions, and celery. Add a pinch of turmeric or cumin for an anti-inflammatory boost. Top with a soft boiled egg or a sprinkle of feta cheese for extra flavor and protein. When you start your day with lentils, you're not just eating breakfast. You're building a foundation for better circulation and more control over your health. So tomorrow morning, instead of reaching for that sugary cereal, ask yourself, do you want a breakfast that just fills you up, or one that fuels you where it matters most? Now, let's talk about one of my favorite little powerhouses: walnuts. They've earned the nickname the bedroom nut for a reason, and no, it's not just clever marketing. For men over 60, they're one of the simplest, most reliable foods to help restore healthy circulation and bring back the confidence you've been missing. Here's why. Walnuts are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which soothe inflammation in your blood vessels and help them relax so blood can flow freely. They're also loaded with fiber to keep cholesterol levels in check and antioxidants like ellagic acid and polyphenols that protect vessel walls from stiffening over time. But one nutrient in particular, L-arginine, is what makes walnuts special. Your body uses L-arginine to produce nitric oxide, the chemical messenger that tells your arteries to open up. Imagine your blood vessels are like a crowded highway. Nitric oxide is the traffic controller that opens up extra lanes, allowing everything to move smoothly. The more efficiently your body makes nitric oxide, the better your blood can travel to your most vital areas without resistance. I remember one of my longtime patients, Madison, a retired engineer who was as skeptical as they come. He had tried various blue pills for circulation issues, but they always left him with a headache and a racing heart. When I suggested something as simple as walnuts, he laughed and asked, "Doc, what can a nut do that my pills can't?" I told him, "Give me 10 days." He agreed, replacing his mid-morning snack with a quarter cup of walnuts, about 7 halves, and sprinkling them over his oatmeal at breakfast. By day 10, he called my office. His voice was lighter, almost boyish. "I haven't felt that sluggish heaviness in days," he said. "No cramps, no cold feet. I feel more like myself." That's the magic of a food that works with your body's natural systems instead of forcing them. Start your day with walnuts, and you're giving your arteries exactly what they need after a night's rest. A signal to stay relaxed and open for hours. This keeps blood flowing steadily, not just to your heart and brain, but to the pelvic muscles that control strength and performance. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Toss a handful into yogurt with fresh berries, sprinkle them on top of whole grain cereal, or mix them into a warm bowl of oats. Keep it simple, keep it consistent. That small handful each morning sets off a chain reaction in your body. Inflammation goes down, arteries open up, and blood flow becomes smoother and more reliable. Over time, that translates into warmer hands and feet, fewer cramps, and a renewed sense of capability in your daily life and, yes, in your most private moments too. Are you noticing that your body doesn't react as quickly as it used to? Let's move on to one of the simplest, most comforting combinations you can put in a bowl: oatmeal and chia seeds. I call it the magic porridge because for men over 60, it's more than breakfast. It's a quiet daily investment in circulation, muscle strength, and lasting energy. Here's why it works. Oats are rich in beta-glucan, a soluble fiber proven to lower LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol. By binding to excess cholesterol in the gut and removing it from your body, beta-glucan helps keep arteries cleaner and more flexible. Flexible arteries mean smoother, easier blood flow, and that matters everywhere, including your most sensitive muscles. Now, when you add chia seeds, you supercharge the effect. These tiny seeds are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids that calm inflammation in vessel walls, plant-based protein to maintain lean muscle mass, and antioxidants to protect the arteries from long-term damage. Chia also contains amino acid precursors that support nitric oxide production, that same vital chemical signal we've been talking about to help vessels stay open and responsive. I'll never forget my patient Caleb, age 64. His mornings always started with white toast and coffee, but by mid-morning, he felt drained. Even more troubling, he noticed a constant cool, almost numb sensation in the pelvic area, a subtle but serious sign of poor circulation. I convinced him to try my magic porridge for just 2 weeks. Half a cup of rolled oats cooked in milk, a tablespoon of chia seeds stirred in right before serving, topped with fresh berries and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Within days, he told me the coldness had faded. 2 weeks later, his morning energy was sharper, his walks felt lighter, and in his words, "My confidence came back in more ways than one." By week 4, he said the improvement in pelvic muscle strength was better than anything he'd tried in years. And the beauty of oatmeal and chia is how versatile they are. Want it sweeter? Add blueberries or a drizzle of honey. Prefer savory? Stir in chopped spinach and a pinch of sea salt. It's the kind of meal you can adjust to your mood, yet still deliver the same circulation-friendly benefits every single time. Science supports this too. Regular oat consumption is linked to lower blood pressure and better artery elasticity. Chia seeds add another layer of vascular support, helping reduce the very stiffness that can slow blood to a trickle over the years. This isn't just breakfast. It's a morning ritual that tells your body, stay strong, stay open, keep moving. Still with me? That shows you're serious about your vitality. Now, let's talk about a breakfast food you probably don't expect to see on this list: beetroot. Most men think of it as a garnish in salads, maybe something you push to the side of the plate. But for men over 60 who want stronger, more responsive circulation, beetroot deserves a place right in the middle of your morning routine. Here's the secret. Beetroot is one of nature's richest sources of natural nitrates. Your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide. As we've discussed, this is the master key to opening your blood vessels. When that happens, blood moves more freely, delivering oxygen and nutrients exactly where they're needed. After a night's rest, your body wakes in a fasting state. Your muscles, including the pelvic floor, are waiting for that first big surge of oxygen-rich blood. This is why what you eat in the first hour matters so much. Along with nitrates, beetroot offers potassium and magnesium to support healthy nerve impulses, folate for heart health, and fiber for steady energy. Let me share the story of Mr. Henderson, 64 years old. He came to me feeling worn down with cold hands and feet, energy dips before midday, and frustrating pelvic cramps at night that disrupted his sleep. He tried supplements and even specific exercises, but nothing worked the way he wanted. So, I suggested something refreshingly simple: a morning beetroot smoothie, half a cup of cooked beetroot, a splash of orange juice, and a scoop of Greek yogurt. By the third day, he told me his hands and feet felt warmer. By the fifth day, he was walking with more energy, and in his words, "The nighttime cramps finally gave me a break." He even noticed more strength and responsiveness in areas he thought were gone for good. The reason beetroot works so quickly is that the nitrate to nitric oxide conversion happens within hours. That means better blood flow, not just tomorrow, but even later, the same day you drink it. And when you make it a habit, the benefits build: more flexible arteries, stronger pelvic muscle tone, and a steady confidence. Adding beetroot to breakfast doesn't have to be complicated. Grate it raw over oatmeal, blend it into a smoothie, or juice it for a concentrated shot. Even roasting it the night before and slicing it over a salad the next morning can give you that vascular boost. For men over 60, beetroot is like flipping a switch for circulation. Ignore it, and you miss one of the simplest, fastest ways to open up your blood vessels naturally. Is your breakfast working for you or against you? Before we move further, let's step back and talk about the why behind all of this. Because if you understand the science, you'll see why these foods are not just healthy options, but targeted tools for protecting your circulation after 60. As we age, the inner lining of your arteries, the endothelium, becomes less efficient at producing nitric oxide. This means your blood vessels can't relax and widen as easily as they used to. Less nitric oxide equals higher resistance, and that translates to weaker, slower blood flow, especially to the smaller arteries that feed your pelvic region. On top of that, years of exposure to oxidative stress, high blood pressure, and cholesterol buildup cause the arterial walls to stiffen. Think of it like an old garden hose left in the sun. It doesn't bend as easily, and the water doesn't flow as smoothly. That stiffness makes it harder for blood to reach the muscles that control strength and responsiveness. And here's another factor: muscle atrophy. After 60, men lose muscle mass at a rate of about 1% to 2% per year if they're not actively working to maintain it. The pelvic floor muscles, critical for support and performance, are no exception. Without good blood flow, these muscles don't get enough oxygen to stay strong. Nutrition can directly counteract these changes. Studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that dietary interventions can improve arterial flexibility in older adults within just 4 to 6 weeks. I've seen this in my own patients countless times. Men in their late 60s and even 70s experiencing better circulation simply by adjusting their breakfast. Your circulation is like a bank account. Every meal is either a deposit or a withdrawal. Still with me? That shows you're serious about your vitality. Now that you know what these 4 powerhouse foods are, let's address the mistakes that sabotage circulation for most men. Mistake number 1: starting the day with sugar spikes. That bowl of frosted cereal or the sweet pastry triggers inflammation in your blood vessels. Over time, this stiffens your arteries. Mistake number 2: too many refined carbs and too little protein. White bread and bagels digest quickly, flooding your bloodstream with glucose. Without protein, your muscles don't get the amino acids they need to stay strong. Mistake number 3: processed meats in the morning. Bacon and sausage are high in saturated fats and the wrong kind of nitrates, the kind that stress your arteries. Mistake number 4: skipping breakfast altogether. Your muscles wake up needing fuel, and without it, your body may break down muscle tissue for energy, weakening pelvic strength. Mistake number 5: ignoring hydration. Waking up dehydrated is normal, but if you only drink coffee, your blood stays thick and hard to pump. The fix isn't complicated. Replace refined carbs with high-fiber options. Swap processed meats for plant proteins. Add foods rich in healthy fats and natural nitrates. Drink water before your first cup of coffee. If you start your day right, you build momentum that lasts all day in your energy, your strength, and your confidence. To make this effortless, consistency is key. Think of these foods as your daily maintenance team. Here's a sample rotation. Monday, a warm lentil bowl with olive oil and a poached egg. Tuesday, oatmeal topped with chia seeds, walnuts, and berries. Wednesday, a beetroot smoothie with Greek yogurt. You'll notice that in most of these, you're combining at least 2 of the 4 foods. They work even better in pairs. For example, pairing oats and walnuts gives you beta-glucan for artery health plus omega-3 for vessel flexibility. Prepare in bulk. Cook lentils and roast beetroots once a week so they are ready to go. Aim to eat within an hour of waking when your vessels are most responsive. You're not just eating breakfast anymore, you're building a foundation for a body that supports the life you want to live. Gentlemen, you have the tools now. These aren't exotic superfoods. They're sitting in your local grocery store. Use them the right way, and they can change how your body moves blood and supports confidence. You don't need a complete overhaul, just start tomorrow morning. Pick one food, prepare it, and make it a ritual. If you stay consistent, you can expect warmer hands, fewer cramps, and a return of confidence. I've seen men in their 80s regain vitality they thought was gone. You have the same opportunity. If this resonated with you, tap like so more men can find these solutions and subscribe to the Men's Vitality Hub. I'm here to bring you practical, science-backed strategies. Your health is an investment, not an expense. Strength starts on your plate, not just in the gym. Type 1 in the comments if you're ready to take action, or 0 if you're still on the fence. I read every response. Your next chapter doesn't start in a doctor's office, it starts at your breakfast table.